Hi, third graders. Today we are going to write the letter S in cursive. So go ahead and start with your name as always. We want to make sure that we are a pro at writing our name in cursive because that will be your signature for many things in your life. All right, so after you write your name, go ahead and trace all of these S's. Make sure you trace every single one. There are 10 of them. So you're going to start at the bottom, go up, loop, back up, and over. So that allows us to go on to another letter, okay? So you can go ahead and start tracing. Make sure as you're tracing, you're really trying to stay right on top of that black line. So you're going slow and you're tracing carefully, not rushing, tracing each and every one. Okay, I'll give you a couple seconds to finish that. So after we trace them all, then we get to practice them. And remember that I want you to watch me first before you practice on your own. So go ahead and put down that pencil if you have your pencil in your hand and look up at the board. So you're going to start at the bottom. You're going to go up, curve around, and then this starts to come back. So that way, if it's at the beginning of a word, because it's a capital, you can go on to the next letter. So up, curve, okay? And you want to make sure that you do the loop up here above the dotted line, not below it. And then you can come around and then you can start going on to the next letter. I would come up almost to the dotted line and then you can go on to the next letter. So you can see how I'm going slowly. I'm making sure that I'm thinking about what I'm doing. I'm not rushing to get through my row. Just a reminder, you are still writing. You are still watching. You are not writing. So you're still watching mine. Now you can see some of mine look better than others. The faster you go, the sloppier it'll get. So really take your time. I wrote 7 on each of my rows. I'd like you to at least make 6 on each row. And then after you're done, really look carefully at them and assess which one you did best. Go ahead and circle the best one and give it a star. All right, go ahead and write your S's. Make sure you're going slow. You're doing it nice and neat. You're going from the bottom line all the way to the top line. You don't want to make these S's short. They use the whole space of the lines. So remember, at least 6 per line, if not more, because the more practice we have, the better our cursive will be. S is a letter we use often, so we want to make sure that we feel confident when we're making our S's. Okay, about 30 more seconds, and then we will try to write some words that begin with a capital S. Okay, finishing up. 5 seconds. If you haven't already, choose your best one and give it a star. All right, so pencils down. You're going to watch me first, and then you will be able to write the words, okay? So the first word we're going to write is Saturday, and Saturday always starts with a capital S because it's the name of a day of the week. So you're going to start at the bottom. You're going to go up. Remember, you're watching and not writing right now. Go over to the T, the A, and then to the T. U, R, D, A, and then Y. And then we go back and we cross our T. So now go ahead and write the word Saturday. And remember, not picking up your pencil until you get to the very end of the word, and then you go back and cross that T. All right, now you're going to watch me write the word Sunday. So you're going to start at the bottom, go up, go over to the U, N, D, A, and then Y. And nothing to cross or dot. Go ahead and write Sunday. Now you're going to write the word south, and we're going to start with a capital. Okay, I'm going to try to move my hand back a little bit. I realize that sometimes my hand is blocking the pen. So S, O, U, T, and then H. And you noticed at the end I crossed my T for south. Go ahead and write the word south. Now we're going to write Sacramento. This is a long word. So this is the capital of California, Sacramento. So you're going to start with an S, capital S, make it large. A, C, R, A, and then M, E, N, and then T and O, and then cross that T. So Sacramento. 4 syllables. Sacramento. Go ahead and write it. It's all right if you need to look back at how to spell it. And then the last word that we will write is the country Spain. So we're going to use a capital S. So just a reminder, watch me. So it's going to go S into a P. I never picked up my pencil. A, I, N, and then I dot my I. All right, go ahead and write Spain. And then once you're done writing Spain, go ahead and flip over your paper, and we're going to work on page 50. And for this one, okay, so we're going to make the letter Q. And there are some different ways to make Q, but we're going to learn this way. It looks very much like the number 2, as I'm sure you can see. But this is how we're going to learn to make the letter Q. So first things first, we are going to trace all these Q's just like we did with the S's, but just make sure you go slowly and that you trace each one. Okay, up. Start at the top when you're tracing and try to go right on top of that black line. Okay. Start at the top, curve, almost like a backward C, and then you're gonna go, actually it kind of looks like the L a little bit too, like the uppercase L that we did. So go ahead and make sure you trace each and every one of those, and then we will get to practice some on our own. All right, so go ahead and watch as I make some cues for the practice, and then you will be able to write them. So you're going to start just below the top line, curve up, go down, curve around, and then like on to the next letter. It almost looks like the Z's that we made earlier this year. So up, over to the next letter. So you're still watching, you're not doing. It really does look like a fancy cursive number 2. So I am making 6 on each line. Go ahead and start. Make 6 on each line, at least 6 if you want to make more. Okay. And then once you're finished with those, go ahead and really assess your cues and then pick which one you think looks closest to the sample one up here or to any of these sample ones. And then you circle and star happy face, okay? And then we are going to practice writing some words that begin with the Q. It was kind of challenging to find words that begin with a Q that are proper nouns. So we're just going to write some nouns and we're just going to start them with a capital Q so that we can practice. But these words don't necessarily have to have a capital Q when you're writing them. Okay. So sometimes you will see Qs written like this. Like the first word is queens. So sometimes you will see it like that. Like it's a large version of the smaller Q. But we're going to learn this way because this is one of the proper ways to learn Q. And then as you get older, you'll start to work out like your own style and you will start to write letters how you most like them. Okay, so we're gonna write queens. So watch me and then you will be able to do it. Move my fingers back so everyone can see. You want to hold your pen or pencil down here, but I'm holding it back here just so you can see. Okay, so Q, U, E, E, N, and then S. Q, U, E, E, N, S. And as you probably learned in kindergarten, Q and U are best friends, so whenever you find a Q, you usually find a U. All right, now we're gonna write quartz. It's a beautiful rock. So Q, U, A, R, T, and then Z. Don't forget how to make those Z's. Okay, so you're writing now because remember you're watching. All right, now we're gonna write the word quad. Okay, we've learned that quad means 4, especially like in a quadrilateral. So Q, U, and then A, and then D. Q, U, A, D. If I were to write it lowercase, it would look like this. You don't have to write it lowercase, but I'm just showing you. Okay, so quad and quad. Now we're going to write quilt. Give you another couple seconds to finish writing quad if you need it. All right, quilt. So remember, watch me. Q, U, I, L, T. So now I pick up my pen or pencil and I dot my I and I cross my T. Make sure you dot the right one because the U's right next to it. Make sure you dot the right I. So go ahead and write quilt. And now we're going to write the word quiz. So watch me as I write it. Q, U, I, Z. Okay, go ahead and write it. Z is one of my most favorite letters to write. I don't know why. I just love writing the Z. I'll write quiz over here, lowercase, so you can see what it looks like with a lowercase q. So uppercase, lowercase. I do not write my Q's typically like this for uppercase. I pretty much almost always write them as like a larger version of the small one. but that's just my personal preference. But we want to learn the proper way first, and then you can create your own style as you get older. All right, so that's it for today. Make sure that you submit these in Schoology for Wednesday cursive. And remember, you need to either take a picture of both the S page and the Q page, or do a video where I can see both of them. Last week I had a bunch of you only attach one picture, so you're only going to get partial credit. You're only going to get 10 out of 20 points rather than 20 out of 20, or 5 out of 10 rather than 10 out of 10. So make sure that you submit both, because if you don't, then you're just going to get less points. All right, so good job today.